was National Coffee Day, and of course, I'm wide awake. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm feeling inspired. I looked through all of my makeup from all the new makeup products that are launching this holiday season. So I was just sitting in my room and I was just like looking at all my makeup, and then I was like, you know, I'm gonna film today, like tonight. It's like almost midnight. This is a fall cut crease makeup tutorial. I specifically wanted to do this for fall. It doesn't incorporate any orange, like warm toned browns. This is all neutral makeup. As much as I do love the warm smoky eyes, I did want to separate myself and step out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit different. Everyone has a different style in cut creases, so if you have very similar eye shape to mine, try out this technique. Hope you guys like it. Yeah, that's basically it. That's all I have to say. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Alright guys, so first I'm taking Brow Zings and grabbing the powder compact and filling in my eyebrows like so. I'm not using any waxes today because I want my brows to look very soft but defined at the same time. Now I'm going in with Benefit's High Brow, and I cannot do my eyebrows without this product anymore. It is quickly becoming one of my favorites. It's creamy, it's pigmented, it has a pink undertone, so it really gives the illusion of a lifted brow appearance. So I just do one line beneath my brow, and then I go in with this Veramona Dual Brow Brush to blend everything in. Oh, you guys, I don't know how to explain the way this brush feels. It's just the most perfect brush for little things like this. It's not itchy, it's not irritating on the eyes. It is so soft and dense in its own way, but it's not too dense to the point where it drags out the product and makes it look streaky. This is a new product I've been trying out. This is the Benefit Stay Don't Stray Eyeshadow Primer, and I think I love this more than the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I just find that it works so much better. It doesn't dry out because it's in a little tube, and it conceals and it primes, and it does basically the same exact thing as the MAC one. For our eyeshadow, we are using the new Makeup Forever Artist 9 eyeshadow palette. This is their 4th one they created, and look at those beautiful colors! They're all matte and they are neutral to cool tone shadows. So if you don't like your typical warm tone shadows, definitely try out this palette. I'm going to take that off-white eyeshadow and place that all over my lid and into my crease and my brow bone just to set the primer that we already applied. Now we're taking the neutral brown and we're going to use this as a transition color, and I'm just placing that into the crease, and I'm making sure that this color is extremely blended out because this will be the color that will help blend all the other colors in together really nicely. So I'm just using the Sigma E40 blending brush and just buffing this color all over the crease and blowing it out. Now that we have the transition shade down, I'm grabbing the middle shade, which is a Dusty Rose eyeshadow, and just placing that right into my crease. The secret for seamless eyeshadow application, you must start off using lighter transition shades and then work your way into using deeper colors. To add more dimension to my crease, I'm going to be taking that Dusty Mauve eyeshadow and blending that right in. The brush is from Dose of Colors and it's the small blending brush. And then I'm going to switch out my brush to the Sigma E40 because it doesn't have any excess product on there, so my eyeshadows won't get muddy. And just to get an idea where I want my cut crease to be, I'm using the MAC Studio Finish Concealer to carve out the outline for my crease. The reason I'm using this specific concealer is because it's a thicker consistency, so I'll have more control of where I place the product. Also, I'm using this brush by Dose of Colors. You just want to make sure that you're using a small and dense brush for this step. Anytime I'm using cream products, I always go back in and set the actual product just so it doesn't move around throughout the day. Now I am picking up more of the mauve eyeshadows, but this time I'm using a small detail brush so I can have more control of where I place the product. And then I am going right along the crease and slightly blending upwards, but I'm not applying a lot of pressure to the brush. And then after I did that, I just go back in with my usual Dose of Colors blending brush and just softly blend out the edges. Now I'm going to go in with this gorgeous deep purple eyeshadow and placing that right into my crease once again because I really want this cut crease to have a lot of dimension in different shades of rose, purples, pinks. And then I'm going to go in with a flat definer brush by Dose of Colors and use this gray eyeshadow to create the illusion of a shadow. I am starting off very small. Remember, start off small. It is easier to add than to take away, especially when you're working with makeup. Feel free to go in and add more black or even an eyeliner if you guys want to really intensify this makeup look, but I'm going to leave it at that. And then I'm just going to clean up the lid a little bit with some white eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take the Stila Metals Fold Eyeshadow in Metallic Peach and place that on my eyelid using my fingers because I find I get most pigmentation when I do it this way. It works better than any kind of brush. So I decided to go in with gel liner thinking that it would be easier, but I didn't like the way it was looking with the glitter on my lid. So I just decided to use a liquid eyeliner. This one is by Sigma. So I just went along my lash line and over my wing to really intensify my eyeliner. I want it to be very long and thin at the same time. That's what she said. Anyways, the liquid liner is extremely black, so that is also really nice. And then I'm just going in with a little bit of concealer to clean up and sharpen the line. I am using Vermeer from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette and applying that to my brow bone. And then I'm applying mascara and prepping my lashes for falsies. The falsies I'm using are by Dose of Color and Dose of Drama. They are so beautiful. I just got a package from them. That's why I'm using a lot of their products. But I love these lashes. They're so comfortable on the eyes. They're not super long, so I didn't even have to cut mine. But look how gorgeous they look. I'm just obsessed. Moving on to the skin, using the Elcie Pearl Radiance Primer, current favorite right now. It is the most perfect primer for my skin type. It fills in my pores, it gives me a great luminous finish to the skin, and it helps my foundation last all day long. I am obsessed with this product. And then moving on to the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. It's still my favorite. I can't help it, guys. I love this foundation. I am obsessed with this foundation. It never does me dirty. Like, it is there for me when I need it. I love using this brush from Pure Brushes to blend out this foundation. It's a very dense brush, so it gives me full coverage, but it just like something happens and it just works so well. I love this brush using cream foundations. That's the only way I like to use it. And I got this brush from Pure Brushes and they come in a set of 10 for only $40. I'll have the link down below if you guys want to check it out. Popping out my good old Anastasia Beverly Hills Highlight and Contour Palette. This is the cream version, obviously. And of course, I would apply like a shade that is 500 times lighter than my actual skin tone. But that's okay. We're just going to blend it in. You guys, honestly, I don't really like this palette. I use it again and it's just very dry. I'm sure adding a beauty oil will help, but I didn't have one at the moment, so I didn't do that. But I do love the contour shades in this palette. I'm just gonna use the contour shades to sculpt out my cheeks and bronze up my forehead. I love doing this first because this is what I do to achieve a super bronze look. And then I'm going to take the Luxie 610 flat sculpting brush to blend everything out. This brush is really soft and it just gets the job done. And that is how we do it up in here. We need something quick, easy, and something that will give us a flawless finish. And this is definitely it. Bringing this bad boy out, this is the Ben Nye Luxury Powder in the shade Banana. And I haven't used this powder yet because I wasn't tan enough. But now as I'm applying it, it was a little bit too yellow for me. So I'm mixing it in with the RCMA No Color Translucent Loose Powder. And we're just mixing those up until I just let the powder sit in my skin and bake for a little bit, you know. And in the meantime, I'm just going to be bronzing with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil in the shade Medium to Deep. The bronzer still comes off really patchy on my skin, but I love the color. That is why I continue to use it. The color is the deepest bronzer that I have in my collection. So when I crave that bronze goddess glow, I just bust out this bronzer and get it done. While bronzing on my skin, I decided to wipe off the excess powder because I didn't want my under eyes to get extremely cakey and dry because I do have dry skin. But anyways, after we did that, we're going to continue bronzing up the skin and making us look like a bronze goddess. Before we finish off the face, I want to quickly add a black liner into the waterline and tightline. This pencil is from Clinique. I don't know the name, but I'll have it linked down below. And then I'm just going to grab a black shadow from that palette and further define the lower lash line. Now the thing is, I am not smoking out the lower lash line and blowing it out. I'm keeping it very close to my natural waterline and just slightly blending it out, but I'm not blending it out to the point where it's like 2 inches below my actual waterline. And then the lower lash mascara I'm using is Pixie Lower Lash Mascara. And it's a very cute little teeny weeny wand that gets right into the lashes and makes your lashes look like daddy long legs. And you can find this brand at Target. The highlight we're going in, rest in peace, Highlight Exposed by Tarte. I love you. You are broken, but I accept you for who you are because you still come through with that highlight. This is seriously the most intense highlight I have in my collection. Actually, never mind, it's the Ofra Beverly Hills highlight, but this is like very close. It's just so pigmented and beautiful. I love it, and it shows up really well in photos. And then my go-to blush of the day is MAC Warm Soul. It's still in its old packaging. I've had this for so many years, and I still love it to this day. Nordstrom Rack coming through. I always get my NYX lip liners there because they're $3.50, and this is in the shade Rose. They are so good for the price. The liquid lipstick I'm using today is Stone by Dose of Colors. It's a really gorgeous shade if you guys are into those rose mauve shades for every day. You guys can leave it like this, but I'm topping it off with Addict by ColourPop, and there you go. I just want a little bit more of a nudie rosy color. And that is it for my fall makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to drink lots of pumpkin spice lattes and have fun taking photos at the pumpkin patch. Love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.